Hello, kindergarten. So today we're going to be talking about recognizing numbers 4 and 5, but having them and showing them in different ways. So our I can statement is, I can count groups of 4 and 5 objects and show them in different ways. So we also want to be looking when we're doing this and counting, but also being able to point to our objects to be able to count them. If you bring out manipulatives, if you have the bears, or if you have pasta, or if you have beads, or if you have beans, crayons, anything. One thing, again, when we're using manipulatives, is we want to push them out of the way and count each one to help us. And sometimes I'm going to show you today, you can cross or slash them out. So it helps you think, oh, I've already counted that one, so I'm going to cross it out. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So looking here, I have 2 different boxes, and I have a certain amount of stars in each of the boxes. So I need to count and see how many stars I have in this box and how many stars I have in this box. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a different color pen than green. So I'm going to grab my pen and I'm going to start counting this first box. So as I count, I really want to emphasize or stress that as we're counting, if you don't have a manipulative to move out of the way, I want you to cross them out. Just give them a little. That way, you know that you already counted it. And as you're pointing, you're not going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to go 1, 2, and so on. So making sure each star equals 1. Again, we're not going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's not 5 stars there. There's only 1 star there. So we want to go 1 and so on. All right, you ready? Let's go ahead and try. 1, 2, slash it off, 3, 4. So I know there's 4, so I'm actually going to put the number 4 there. That way, because sometimes our brain, we just start to forget things. And trust me, I do it all the time. So I'm putting my number there and I'm going to circle it because that shows there are 4 stars in this box. And I want to make sure I remember that. Another way to do that in your activities that you're going to be doing in this lesson is you're going to have a column that looks like this. Now, a column goes up and down, all right? And in this column, we're going to go ahead and color in 4 boxes. Now, one thing that's super important when we're coloring in our boxes is we always start at the bottom, never at the top, always at the bottom, because we want to work our way up. So we have 4. So I need to color in how many squares? Yeah, you're right. I need to color in 4 of these. Wait a second. That's not a square. That's a rectangle. We're going to go ahead and color in 4 of these rectangles. Let's start. You ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's recount it and make sure that we filled in 4 of these rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put these little dashes on this side, or these little marks, little circles or whatever, just so I know that I already counted that box. So we have 4. We're good there. Let's go ahead and move over to our other box. And we're going to count. Remember, you want to point and then cross it off, just so you know you counted it. Let's count it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many did we have there? 4. So I'm going to circle that one again. I had 4 there. Another way, like I said, we can fill it in our column. That's another way to show 4. So I want you to think to yourself, do I start at the the top or the bottom? Go ahead and think about that. Where am I going to start when filling in my rectangles here or filling in my column? The top or the bottom? The top or the bottom? I'm going to fill in the bottom going up. Good job. Ready? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's recount it to make sure that we have 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, look, I made these little marks on the side to know that I counted each one. So I want you to look at this right now. Look at both of the boxes. Are the stars, do they look like they're in the same pattern or the same way? Do they look the same in our boxes? Not that they look the same how they're written, how they're drawn, but in the pattern that they're in. Looking at that, are they the same or are they different? Yeah, they're different. So when we're looking at 2 different boxes to figure out if they have the same amount or they have a different amount. So here, do they have the same or do they have a different amount? They have the same amount. They might look different, but they have the same amount. So that's really, really important for us to be able to cross them out and to be able to count each one to figure out. Because if I was looking at this one, I might think that there is more in here than there is here. But actually, they're the same, they equal, they have the same amount there. So it's really, really important to make sure you count and not just guess or make an estimate. An estimate is a guess. It's very important to make sure that you count and see for yourself how many objects there could be. So what we learned today is it's really, really important when we have certain objects like this to make sure that we cross them out. If you cannot have those one-on-one manipulatives, those things that you can slide across and you're just working on a paper, cross them out. It's a lot easier. And you can be able to see, hey, they both have the same amount. So guess what? This one might not be big or might have, this one does not have more than this one. They are equal. They have the same amount. All right, bye. Bye, guys.